I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 on a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence to let them in, chalk up their body, another one body, that's just how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I came to play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me, then I double up again under their nose. None of them cold, they just got lucky but never adapted, so I'm to the one if it's coming to blows. My enemies cutting it close, I let them think that they got me, but what do you know? I had them beat before we ever spoke, I'm ready for smoke. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 on a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything.
And covered the statue up. And then the next morning, another person who was running to be the mayor, probably still is running, he went and took the statue down. And so later that night, like hundreds of people went back out and they removed the statue themselves. But in the midst of them removing the statue fell on someone's head. And he was hurt really bad, yeah. Look it up, it was in Portsmouth. The statue fell on the person's head. He lived, he survived. But he was hurt for quite some time. This happened, I think, like 2 weeks ago, maybe. But other than that, that was about it as far as the violent protest goes. And then with COVID, everything is closed. Schools closed. They just started opening back up the bars. I think you can have like at least 250 people in the bars. Pools are open up at least, yes, 250 people. Yeah. And we're in phase 2. I think this is phase 2. So school, like the last 2-3 months of school was online. I'm working from home. So other than podcasting, I work at a call center in Chesapeake, but we all work from home now.
Well, that's what they say the future of call centers is going towards, is like, people just working from home anyway, because all the costs. I worked at a call center, and I mean, just the cost to keep the building. Every time a call center is opened up, they start a new call center, like a new company buys it, and then you're working for a new person, whether it's like AT&T or DirecTV, which they're now the same thing, but whoever you're working for. So it's kind of interesting, like you're saying, like working from home, because I have so many friends now that work at call centers that they're saying they're permanently going to start working from home. You're going to be individually contracted at home to work.
To work, yeah. Hopefully, I'm permanent as far as working from home. We don't know yet, but I work in the insurance field, and open enrollment and enrollment comes up around September, October, and the call center hires a lot of people during that time. So I think at least for the rest of the year, we're going to go ahead and stay home so they can train the new people that's coming in. But my manager said they're still sending people home to this day. So
yeah, messed up all around. It's messed up all around. So that's a big place down there. So VA's trying to hold on to their statues and flags, right? They're like the last ones that gave up. And the whole thing is, considering where their position, where VA is positioned, it's not a good place to be in a war with the people right across the border. And they were like the last to give up. Down there to stay up.
Yeah, I didn't hear that last part you said.
I imagine that they're down there just still trying to hold on to those statues and the flag and all that.
You have few people, but what I can say, Virginia was back in the day, it was definitely one of the racist states. Slavery was here. They definitely have that South pride here. But surprisingly, a lot of people is starting to be with the Black Lives Matter movement and, being for Black people. Being that the type of state that we are, I wouldn't really, I didn't expect that. So you have a lot of people, white people coming together in our area. And I'm really happy to see that because terrible down here. It can get.
Yeah, well,
it can get. Yeah.
I was gonna say, because this is an interesting topic I want to talk about. So you're a Washington Redskins fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we got to talk about this. So you have that state where you said more and more people are now advocating for the getting rid of statues and Confederate flags and all of these different things. And I think it's interesting that the Washington Redskins name has not been changed yet. And I'm kind of curious how you feel about it. Do you want it to be changed? Do you want to leave it the same? I mean, what would you like to see it be
No.
changed as? And shout out to
No,
Matt, we see you in the chat. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to see it be changed. I don't want to see it. I feel like I want the Washington Redskins to keep the name as is. Many people think, they say it's racist, it's a disgrace to the Indians, but not one time have I seen, heard Indian Native American say anything negative about the Washington Redskins. Not once. Out of all the research I tried to find, because I was just arguing with someone about this on my Facebook the other day. They was like, well, and excuse my language, it was like, well, how would you like if they were called the Washington niggers or the Washington crackers? But I'm like, dude, that's not. It's the Washington Redskins. It's not. You can take the word Redskin and make it mean anything. It don't have. Even though it's okay, you got the Indian face, but I don't see it as a disrespect to the Indians. I see it as a praise. I don't know why a lot of people see it as, a disrespect. How? You don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like we should change it. And I tell you, if they do change it, I probably would not be a Redskins fan no more, because it's the origin of the team. It's the yes. That's how serious I am about it. It's the
Interesting. Go ahead.
It's the team. I feel like if you take away the name, you take away the culture of the Redskins. And how can you picture? Why don't talk about changing the Cowboys name? Everyone feel that team. I feel that team is associated with the Deep South. I feel like their owner don't support the black people as they should. He still haven't made a statement. You see, every other coach made a statement in support of the Black Lives Matter movement, and we're Jerry Jones. But that's a different topic for another day. But I don't know. I don't feel like we should change our name. I don't know.
I don't know. I think you should. I think you should change the name, because me, like, if I, as you can see, I'm a Raiders fan. Now, if the Raiders change their name, I wouldn't hate the Raiders. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'd be like, okay, starting a whole new legacy, kind of. Like, I have all this Oakland Raiders stuff and all these Oakland Raiders hats, and now they're going to Vegas. So now I'm like, I gotta go buy new merchandise just to fit in with the squad, really. But I mean, it's still to have that stuff there. I think I have a LA Raiders hat somewhere that I got from. Like,
but see, it's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders, not the. They're not going to change the entire name.
Right. But I mean, like, let's say the Oilers, right? The Houston Oilers. I don't know do you know what, Coach? Why did the Houston Oilers change their name?
I don't know. They sold the majority, and the majority wanted to change it out of the name. Yeah. So you said you did some research on it, and you didn't find any, not one.
Not one with Native Americans saying it's a disrespect. I seen whereas other people like you, me, who are voicing their opinion as far as why the Redskins name is racist, but I haven't seen an article as far as the Native Americans or Indians saying, no, this is a disrespect to us.
Yeah. I would, just to keep the heritage, if I didn't think it was and I wasn't getting blowback, just to keep some of the heritage, I would probably say, okay, I'm going to pick some Native American place. I don't know what they call. What are they called? Where they stay?
A tribe?
Where do they stay?
A reserve? Reservation?
Like a reservation, yeah.
I'd pick a reservation and maybe donate some of the proceeds for the Redskins to that to, help their causes down there or whatever they're doing, just to end that. Because he kind of looks, the owner looks like, he's being a dick at times. He's like really like, just like, no, I ain't doing it. I ain't trying to hear it, and it really looks bad. But I guess if nobody said anything, I guess that's I guess that's something that I would look into. It's like give back.
Hey, Mel corrected something in the chat, and also Renee says the Raiders rule. That's right. You know who it be, Renee. Raider Nation, baby. And Justin said, "What's up, gents and lady?" Now, anyway, and also Mel said you're a Redskins fan. You're a Redskins fan. He's sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
But the Houston Oilers actually moved the franchise to Tennessee. Hence, the name change to the Tennessee Titans. The Houston Texans was actually an expansion team. So there wasn't really a name change only because of a relocation. So technically speaking, if I'm not mistaken, there is no team in the NFL that has ever changed their name except for what was it, the Steagles, whenever they became like a thing that one year.
I thought it was like the Buff. Let me.
Was Buffalo? Like, I don't know. I think there's only one team. Because I thought it was Houston Texans.
Yeah. That had a lot to do. Yeah. They moved and changed their name to that, but I guarantee you, like, if the person that was moving it, the Browns did to the Ravens. That's the Browns. The Ravens are the original.
But they relocated, though, I thought.
Yeah.
Didn't they? So that's the same concept, though. Like, they went to a different place, then changed the name. Like, that's what Mel's saying. So, like, they didn't actually, like, what we're talking about in this particular instance is, like, the Redskins stay the same team. Like, they're still the same team. They're not relocating, and then they change their name because of social pressures, which is, like, different than all these other teams. So it would be unprecedented if it happened. So that's kind of neat. I thought it wasn't. I thought the Houston Texans had changed, but I guess not. I learned some sports knowledge today. Thanks, Melv. Justin Gower says, you guys have a special viewer today. Say hello to my wife, Lorette. Oh, my goodness gracious. Why? I'm horrible with names. Loretta, it's my daughter Adriana's birthday. She says hi. Happy birthday,
Happy
Adriana.
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think there's part of me that like thinks that you. I mean, 'cause if you're saying there's no one who has been someone of Native American descent who hasn't stepped up and been like, oh yeah, change the name, then I don't see the problem. But at the same time, it's kind of like I don't know, like I guess like a politically correct thing. I don't know. I mean, like Coach said, there's a nice thing you could do where you could start donating proceeds, which who knows, maybe the Washington Redskins already do that. But that's a nice
that's
thing
what I'm saying. Like
gesture.
the people making such a big issue about it, you would think that someone would have came out and say, as far as speaking on the behalf of Native Americans, they would have came out and say, you know what, please change the name, or but silence, but then you have black and white people like, change the name, is racist, it's a disgrace to Native Americans and blah blah blah, and I'm like,
yeah,
no.
A lot of people fighting for a cause like they probably didn't sit down and ask first. You know what I mean? We see that a lot. We're seeing that a lot. Black Lives movement right now too. Like a lot of people don't even know what they're just joining the crowd. It's just like, what are we doing?
Just because don't even know why. So
yeah,
right.
So
I
wanted to end it with one thing that I was going to say about the Redskins, and that is that the Redskins, I mean, I would kind of want to change the name just to maybe leave back some of that stanky past they have, like not playing too hot, maybe they just need like a revamp, like a reinvention.
Nah.
She's like, nah.
We need to get rid of Dan Snyder. That's what we need to do.
Oh,
We got rid of everybody else except for him. Everybody else except for him.
Talk to him.
That's what we need to get rid of. No, really, if you look, I don't know if you guys follow our team a lot, but we let go a lot of people on down from the head coach, conditioning staff, offensive coordinator, defensive. Yeah.
Jay needed out of there. He needed gone. No, you're definitely right.
Yeah, he's not a good. I don't like Jay Gruden. Let's stick with that a little bit, right? Yeah, they had to rebuild. If you're getting a coach like with the success that Ron has, he's got some power. He's coming in the door saying, I don't want that person, this person, like
right.
Did,
like it.
He got over to the rest, start making changes. So this is a question I wanted to ask though about them. They went and got Kyle Allen. And I think there's going to be a problem up there. I don't think Dwayne Haskins is going to be starting just because. I think he's going to have to work for it real hard.
Yeah, me too. I definitely think that, at this point, I mean, I don't even care. I care about Dwayne. I just feel like we still need some time to build. Dwayne Haskins is not the answer. I don't believe in him. I'm sorry to say it, trying to. But I just don't. If you compare Dwayne Haskins to the rest of the rookie quarterbacks that started, and they want to say, well, it's the coaching, switching back, and he still played. He's accountable. He's a football player. He shouldn't have entered the draft if he felt like he wasn't ready to play in the big league. And he's just not. You see what Daniel Jones did. You see what the rest of them did. And he's just not. He's like, they're like up here. And he's like way down here. I don't believe in him. Cal Allen, I feel like, I don't know. He played in Carolina. I guess he did okay with them. But then he started to decline. I don't really believe in him either. I feel like maybe draft someone else, sign a veteran quarterback. I don't know. Maybe we should flunk the season out and get Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. You say that you're gonna do the tank for Tua strategy like the Dolphins did this year?
Yeah, and then get Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not a bad look. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Dwayne Haskins got thrown out to the dogs. Like Dwayne Haskins, like the whole system, I mean, he was kind of set up for failure from rip. For one, being slept on in the draft, like he was projected to go way higher. Then he was like, what, the 17th pick and went to the Redskins?
Yeah, he was supposed to go before Daniel Jones.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then Daniel Jones still went. What was it, 4th overall? Daniel Jones? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, again, like, yeah, Dwayne Haskins kind of got snubbed, I felt like. But then that whole organization kind of, like, fell apart around the coaching organization, the upper tiers of the organization. I mean, they didn't really have a lot of weapons out there either out in D.C., although they have, what's the wide receiver that you guys drafted? I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
We have Terry McLaurin. Are you talking
McLaurin.
about him? Or, McLaurin. And then we just got Randy Ross' son, too, Thaddeus Moss. He's a tight end, though, but...
Yeah, but you know, like, there's potential there, but I don't know. And Kyle Allen strikes me as like a poor man's Kirk Cousins. like a poor man's Kirk Cousins.
I told you, you gotta have a gun. You gotta have somebody that ain't scared to throw the ball, like Fitzpatrick. You gotta have somebody that you can just grab off the and say, throw. They ain't gotta be the starter. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you gotta have that person on the bench that's ready to just throw the ball around the field and don't care.
And we don't have that.
You don't have that. So, yeah, but I gotta agree with the backfield. You still got AP. You know, he's at the end of his career, but it's good to have that around young backs. You got Geis and you got Bryce Love.
Ciara gave me that look. She was like,
yeah, because you got to make sure he mentioned that, though. He's at the end of his career. Make sure you say that because, you know, I don't think he can do another 1,000-yard season.
No. I'm not saying that. He's good for the youngins. He's good to be around them youngins. He's got the experience just to talk to him and then come off the bench and pick up some tough yards every now and then and run some plays. That's what he's there for. He's for his leadership. But, yeah, the rest of the kids, like Bryce Love and Geis, yeah, that's a nice little combination right there.
Geis get hurt too much. I don't believe in him no more either.
You don't think he's going to make it?
Well, he come on, man. He's this 2 years with us, and he's been hurt, like, what, 4 times?
Yeah, that's
too much.
I mean, yeah, that's happens to a lot of running backs though. I've noticed a couple of them come out of college and then they're just like they just fall apart. I mean, that was one of the things. Like there was wasn't a knock on Josh Jacobs. Like what praised them for was that he had a lot less tread he had more tread on the tires than other running backs coming in the league because Alabama used him selectively. So you know, like I think a lot of college running backs come out working really hard, playing 4 seasons, getting like every single carry. And then they're kind of like used up by that point.
Yeah, but I feel like the Redskins, we always get the hurt players. Geis was hurt even at LSU. See, perfect example. Oh my God, bless his heart. Woo. And then I think he signed with someone else.
Jordan Reed? I don't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't even know if that guy was still playing or not.
Jordan. I forgot where he went. But he got signed
somewhere though.
Yeah. So one of our viewers asked about Philly teams. What do we think about Philly teams?
Their fans are crazy, dude. They got some crazy ass fans. Philly.
Yeah. I was gonna say, how do you feel? Because you're a Redskins fan. Like
you're in that division.
Yes. I've been to a game. First game I went 2 years ago. We played Philly, and we lost our first game, and it was so many Philly fans in Maryland at the Redskins home stadium. It was more Eagles fans than it was Redskins fans. It was like we were at their home, but it was the other way around. And they were, all you heard was E-A-G-L-E. All you heard, they're crazy, man. They're I mean, I argued with him. It's one Eagles fan that he's my friend on Facebook. I'm going to shout him out. His name is Stu Scott, and he is the biggest Eagles fan that I know. You can't tell him nothing about his team, even though I try to all the time. He won't listen. So.
Well, they won one Super Bowl now, so now they're going to talk about that like the Cowboys. And even though they accuse the Cowboys of doing it, Eagles fans are going to talk about it. We won a Super Bowl. Justin Gower come in the chat and said the problem. Well, Mel said something that was very interesting. That he said that the issue with natives and sports teams started with the Atlanta Braves and their tomahawk chop done in the audience. So, and the Redskins was actually a team that was I guess, in the crossfire of that, like when they had that controversy. So it really wasn't directed at them, and there are people that aren't offended. But
the tomahawk chop goes way back. That's Florida State history.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Or Atlanta, Florida State goes way back with that that tomahawk. Yeah, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. Right. Hey, there's another one. Why is the Kansas? Is it just the depiction?
Exactly.
That's
what
Chiefs.
I was thinking of.
The depiction of, is it just because it's a depiction of an Indian and it's the name? I mean, what if they they called it the Indians and I don't know. I don't understand.
Is it better?
I think people are just reaching.
Yeah.
Right now.
But Justin Gower said the problem with Philly teams is they don't pay top dollar for top players. Do you think that's true? I'll let Coach start on this one.
Philly built that team to win, and they won. When they won that Super Bowl, they were built to win a couple of them, but people couldn't stay healthy. They spend, they're probably in the middle of the pack on professional. Yeah, Carson Wentz. They're probably in the middle of the pack, maybe in football, baseball. If we're saying all the sports, Philly spend some money. They always stay competitive, and Sixers. I don't know what's up with the Sixers. Like, I can't call it with them. I don't think they do spend. I think their interest is just making money. That's it. They ain't trying to win it. They ain't trying to win. AI was their last, you know what I mean? Their last go for it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ciara.
Yeah, so I don't really watch as far as baseball, so I'm not really familiar with Philadelphia baseball team, but the Eagles, I feel like even though I'm a Redskins fan, I'm an honest Redskins fan, I feel like the Eagles do have a good team. It's just something that they're missing to take it to the next step. I feel like they are still high off that Super Bowl win, and they're not really, I think they just need to take a chill pill and realize, okay, yes, we won a Super Bowl, but we're still not, they're not as good as there was during that team. And then you had Nick Foles, who's not with the team no more. He's the one that actually took Philly to the Super Bowl. Philly paid Carson Wentz all that money. I think he got paid more than Russell Wilson, but he never won a playoff game.
Right.
Am I wrong? I don't think he won a playoff game, right?
Carson Wentz?
I think
Carson Wentz.
He got hurt, I felt like, before every he won one just this past year, did he not?
1-4.
Yeah, he's 1-4.
1-4 playoffs. Yeah, like Philly, like I don't know, man. I don't think like I like their running back situation. Their defense front's going to be nice. It's just a matter of is Carson Wentz going to stay healthy? That's the bottom line. But the thing
see why they got Jason Hurts, right? What's his name? Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Yeah, they're going to use him. What they're going to do with him, they're going to use him like they used Lamar Jackson in his rookie year before they dumped.
Out of there, man. He's gone.
Do you guys know the YouTuber Eat That Pussy 445? He's like that big black dude from I think he lives out in he used to live in Philly, but now he lives out in like Cali. He's like a big Eagles fan. Like everybody memes him and stuff. Yeah, I don't know about him. I'll have to. Regardless, he was like he did a live draft reaction, and when they drafted Jalen Hurts, he's like, I'm gonna kill myself, bro. I'm gonna like he was so butthurt. I'm like, dude, your team needs a quarterback. They need a quarterback. I mean, like Carson Wentz, even though he plays phenomenal, he had that one season where he was like awesome. Breathtaking. Right. You can't have him go down every 5 seconds whenever he gets hit at the leg. You know, like it's just that's not going to happen. You're going to fall apart every time. Your whole season's going to fall off because you need a quarterback. And you can't have Nick Foles, who's just going to magically pull something out of his ass to become the GOAT, which he can only be the GOAT in Philly. And anytime he leaves Philly, he's trash. But
Right.
You know, I know because he tied that record against the Raiders in that one game. Nick Foles did back in like 2014, 13, something like that. Nick Foles like 7 touchdowns against the Raiders.
He's a good guy off the bench. All right. So, Ciara, why don't you tell us a little bit? You got the show. Your show's Excuse My Behavior, right? Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and what the direction you're trying to do that?
It's my podcast, my new podcast. This is my first podcasting experience. It's called Excuse My Behavior. I've been told by a lot of people that I should have my own channel. I should talk about sports, and because I love arguing with people and getting into debates, and there's like, this is something you should do. And I'm thinking like, you know what, maybe, but even though I'm a very vocal person, I can get really shy as well. So I wasn't sure how I would be able to start it. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to take criticism. But anyway, I just decided to get out there to jump into it. And my podcast is about sports, basketball, football. I'm going to be talking about the sports in my area as far as Norfolk State, ODU, and the rest of the college teams. And I will also be talking about other things that is going on as far as the news, the pandemic, and other stuff that I think will be relevant. My goal is to hopefully be a sports broadcaster one day. You know, eventually the people you see on the TV is going to get old, so it's going to be time for some new people to make it there. You know, so
I was going to say there's going to be a lane for that, I think, especially with like we have subdivisions of different leagues of sports coming out here soon. And people are actually, like, I've watched live streams of YouTubers who literally will just put on a game, or not put on the game, but like have the score and stuff displayed, and they will give their live commentary, and people will literally pay them just to to listen to their live commentary of the game over, you know, the sportscast or whatever. Like, you don't even see the game, they just have like what down it is, what the score is, and all that, and they're just like watching the game.
Yeah, you can do that. You could do that. So when you say broadcaster, is that what you said, broadcaster?
Yeah, sports broadcast, sports reporter, be on ESPN, Fox Sports 1, like us. You guys watch
like Maria Taylor?
Yes, Maria Taylor, Joy Taylor. She's on The Herd with Colin Kaepernick, I think his name is. And then you have
Howard.
Yes, Howard. Yeah.
And
Yeah, you have a lot. You have Candace Parker. You know, she's an NBA player, but she also do the pregame shows for the NBA during the NBA season with Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal. So, you know, something along those lines, or maybe even work on the radio station. I don't know. I'm going to school. I go to Tidewater Community College for professional communications. I should be done in January with an associates. Then hopefully I can transfer to a 4-year and go ahead and get my bachelor's in mass communications. That's the goal.
Good for you. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So how did you pick sports though? What happened? You know, what went on in life? Because let's be real, most women are not going to pick that out to go have a podcast or make it a career. What were you an athlete?
No, I was in ROTC in high school. I did try out for basketball in the 7th grade at Jolliffe Middle School, but I never went back for the second day. Yeah, so I don't play sports.
Why you didn't go back?
Because, well, to be honest, I didn't feel like I had a good support system. As far as, I didn't think that I needed the support to be able to play and have the confidence that I wanted. So I just like left that alone.
Was it like a family situation kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like the people you have around you? I kind of understand that from my perspective, because I didn't get to play sports until I was probably like the start of high school. Because I didn't have that support system around me. But the only reason why I was able to is because I actually lived where I could, like, if I wanted to go to the practices and all this stuff, I could walk there myself, because I started living like very close to the school. Because without it, I didn't have the support system to go and do all of those things. So
so I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
How I got into sports is younger, in high school, I heard classmates and during cookouts, I heard my uncles and aunts, they talk about the Redskins, they yelling. I'm like, why the hell are they doing all this yelling? And then I started paying attention. And then I've always been a Redskins fan. My aunt always told me, you're a Redskins fan, you're a Redskins fan. But I never really started paying attention as far as watching the game until we had RG3, actually. And that's when I started paying attention when we drafted him. And yeah. And then it just took off from there. I started watching every game. I started Direct TV have the package, the sports package. I bought the sports package, bought all the sports channels, and I just started
You must have been poor after that. You must have had any money.
Well, it was Direct TV. It was like $120 something a month, and then I stuck with that for a little bit, but that's the satellite. Then I ended up switching to Cox.
And then NFL season ticket. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. They got the one time tickets like $70. Like for just, I paid like $70 for the NFL season, so it wasn't that bad. But I just started. Huh?
Nothing. I can't say that. I gotta be quiet. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So yeah, I just started getting into sports as far as my aunts and uncle, watching them get into debates. And then I started watching RG3, and that's what he really made me like, okay, get into football, get into the Redskins. And then I started hearing people talk trash about my team, and I want to talk trash back, but it's like, damn, I don't even know who the wide receiver is. So it's like I had to start doing my research. Right. So I had to start doing my research, and then it just took off from there. I just been into football ever since, and I want to relate to guys. I want to be like the female that can get into the conversation and know what she's talking about, and then have the guys be like, "Wow, like you taught me something," you know?
Listen, that's we titled the episode of the show. Is your girlfriend really into sports? Because it's a topic that's a conversation, because you don't see a lot of girls who are like into sports and like know their stuff about it, like especially like a sports like football, especially.
It makes the relationship so much better, in my opinion. If your boyfriend is into sports and then you are into sports, I feel like it just makes the relationship that much closer. So because you're not, while he's playing 2K, she's not in the room or her phone like, oh, this shit is so boring. She's there engaged, and she like, damn, baby, you missed that shot.
Yeah.
Why you in the paint? Get out the paint. Just
like pick up, like tell you what to do.
You
guys should have ran halfback zone. This clearly this scheme is not working for you guys anymore. Why are you running slants on third and 17, man? Come on, let's be real.
So that's what I kind of want to ask too. Like what do you think the percentage of females that actually don't watch the sport just to watch it, just because they're just doing it because they're dude, but they really want to do something else, or actually understand what's going on?
I think maybe it's 30% of the females out there that understands that's going on. 70% don't. They're just watching it just because their boyfriend is watching it, or they want to feel a part of something. Because I argue with females every time about football, and I'd be like, you know what? Until you tell me who your backup quarterback is, don't talk to me.
Don't talk.
Don't like do your research before you. Then, because I was arguing with a Giants fan, right? Okay, and she was like, we have way more Super Bowls than y'all. What do you mean way more? Giants have 4 Super Bowls. The Redskins have 3. And if it wasn't for Eli, you will only have 2. So you have 1 more, and so. And you don't even know who was the wide receiver that played in that Super Bowl game, since you want to talk shit, that's it be those type of females. Like, I don't mind, just know, at least try to know what you're talking about. Don't just be talking just because you feel like you're left out when you want to be a part of something. There's Google, there's research,
Yeah.
That's dudes too. They don't even know.
There's some guys be talking like they know something. I want to say to everybody in the chat right now, I love you guys. That's all I love you guys. That's it. That's all I can say.
They get Karen?
They're getting the Karen in our chat right now. They're taking care of the Karen. They are cleaning it up right now. J Big Trade Cold Trade says, I got time today. I got time today is what he says. Oh man, I could read up all the stuff, but I digress. I'll let them take care of it. We'll go back and like it post show.
You gotta stick to this. Let the people do their job in there.
One sec, Coach. Renee says, I watch football with my husband, but I don't know what's going on. I try to ask questions, but do I really want to know? Nah, she says.
Wait a
minute, Renee.
How you to know? So
Renee, how you gonna tell me the Raiders are the good choice and they're a good pick, but then you don't want to know nothing about football? That's all right. Hey, I'll support anybody who says the Raiders are cool. That's all right. Whatever.
It's once you learn how it's played, it's actually very tactical. It's very like inches. Like when they say it's exciting. A game of inches, it is a game of inches for real. So figuring out how to scheme and all that, it's very interesting when you sit down, and especially coming from me from the coach's point of view. I mean, it's like chess, bro. You're playing chess, Dev. That's what it is. That's how important the strategy part of it. So
I'm trying to keep my composure.
You don't see any females, let alone a young black woman in the sports realm and trying to do it. So now we found out that you're inspired by people like Jamil Hill, Maria Taylor, and them. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? That's checking out your podcast. Where you at, Nat? You're at the beginning part, right?
Yeah, this is I just posted my 3rd episode a couple of hours ago. Normally, I'm supposed to post on Sunday nights, but I'm a mother of 3 kids. I'm in school. I have a household, so I have to post it late at night because my house. I'm surprised you guys don't hear my kids in the background now, but I have to do my podcast late at night when the house is nice and quiet, and then I'll go ahead and do it. But see, right now.
Hey, we hear them, but that's part of this podcasting life, man. We get people on the show. Crazy things happen. We're about that. Don't worry about it.
We're good about that. Just keep doing it. You know what I mean? When it we'll tell you, like we're doing something different. Like we're not really chasing any numbers or anything like that. We're chasing
just because you love it.
Yeah, being authentic about it and just let it go where it's gonna go. That's the best advice I can give starting up. And when you feel like you want to just take your iPad or computer and throw it out the window, don't. Just shoot the next episode, man. You know what I mean?
Right. I need to upgrade. I seen you guys said of a Rodecaster Pro.
Yeah, Rodecaster Pro kit. Yeah. Are you talking about microphone, or are you actually talking about the Rodecaster kit with the actual switcher box and all that?
The switcher box and the you have different colors.
We'll have to connect you with Melvin because Melvin actually has that set up currently. I thought about getting it as well, and he can tell you all the ins and outs. But I would probably go with that Rodecaster kit. It's expensive, but it's worth it if you're really doing it professionally.
Do you think it's worth it? Yeah, like if you want to take it to the next level, right?
Yeah, but if you want to go ask about it, go talk to Mel. If he has a sports podcast too, we'll connect you guys because it's totally worth it.
That's who I sent you. Who I sent you in the inbox. That's Mel. I've already talked about it on Saturday, and he said he'll be looking for you to reach out. So go ahead and reach out to him. That's what we do around here. Try to connect people. Doing.
Thank you. I'm so happy you guys let me on your show.
What? He said for me to read one.
Yeah.
Justin. Wait, hold on. Melvin says Sarah's blood type is Rocky Roll. Her belt size is equator. I rode on her back to get some Popeye's chicken, and the skates went flat.
What?
The skates look flat. Oh man. What's another one?
Popeye's chicken. What?
Are they trashing her?
Yeah, Justin Gower says when Sarah sits down to smoke crack, the crack says I'm not high enough for this shit.
Wow.
That's it. Right, we're done now. You understand why I haven't read it?
I definitely have to.
I'm cheesing.
I definitely have to look at this because I talk shit back, just to let y'all know.
Well, I know we noticed that day. Someone was in the chat and you had talked to them, yeah.
Because that was weird. That was out of nowhere. She was like, what, she called you a bitch or something? Like out of nowhere, like what, dude?
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy behind it. You'd have to, if you want to, go look at our page and you can catch up on it. But it's an interesting whole kind of deal, kind of thing. So I wanted to switch gears a little bit because I wanted to ask you guys' opinion about this. So NASCAR, if anybody really watches NASCAR anymore, which I'm sure nobody does because I don't, and I frankly don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
There's only one, I believe, black racer in NASCAR, which is Bubba Wallace. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday's race, they found a noose in his garage that someone had put up there. Because they had banned the Confederate flag from the sport. You can't have that rising around down the pits anymore. And actually, during that race, they had someone on a plane who flew the Confederate flag across the top of it, like coming at NASCAR's organization for siding with people to get rid of the Confederate flag. So I'm kind of curious, what do you guys think about this whole situation? Is this going to be like the death knell, I guess, for NASCAR? Because now the people that did watch NASCAR are going to boycott NASCAR?
I don't understand why people. What is the issue? Why do people like the Confederate flag? Why it represents something horrible? Why do people? They protect the flag, the Confederate flag, with their life, and I just don't understand why. Why are you so mad that people want to take down a flag that was not good for anybody? I just don't get it, and I don't watch NASCAR anyway, so I don't even really care as far as they start the season up or back. But I feel like there's a lot of people who. I want to say this without sounding, ignorant, but it's a lot of people. I feel like NASCAR have a lot of fans that are.
They're not aware of racism, or they either choose not to see it, or they're, like ignorant, blind.
Yeah. So I feel like it's probably the end of NASCAR. As far as that flag, I think it may be the end, because some people take stuff like that serious. Again, I wouldn't care because I don't watch it anyway. But we have a NASCAR race here in Hampton, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see NASCAR's not going nowhere. They're gonna go wherever the money's at. They're gonna lose fans. They're gonna keep it up and float and switch the whole. They're gonna go with what's going right now. That's not allowed for them to basically have a plan meeting in the parking lot at a, you know what I mean? Right. They're not going to allow it no more because they know that everything's moving forward. They're going to move forward with it. You're going to see them spending a lot of money in different things to make up for that. People are not going to give up NASCAR, just like majority of people, even the people that said they were boycotting the NFL, weren't boycotting the NFL.
They still was watching. You still was watching.
You still watching the football? Yeah, you're still talking about the Super Bowl with your friends.
Now, right.
I just thought this was interesting because I don't think it's the end of NASCAR either. But I've been seeing a lot of numbers. I mean, if you look at the numbers of NASCAR over the past, since 2015, the numbers of NASCAR viewership have dropped 56%. 56, like that's half of your viewership base was gone in 5 years, over the course of that 5 years. So one has to ask, like, what's happening in NASCAR? And this was before the Confederate flag thing. So you have to wonder how much of that viewership is going to be gone. My question is, how does NASCAR get new viewership? Because they're going to lose a lot of viewers, and I think that if they move forward, like how we're saying they're getting rid of the Confederate flag and they're moving forward with the times, and maybe get that fan base that's more on the right side of history, I think that you might see an increase in NASCAR viewership. Not immediately. I think it's going to be bad these next few, especially with everything going on. The next few years, I think NASCAR is going to see its worst years ever. But I think it'll stick around because there's just too much money in it from big gas companies. I mean, companies that produce car parts, companies that produce oil and different kinds of car products and all that stuff. I mean, there's just too much money in it. They'll throw money into it because that's how they advertise. It's one of the ways they advertise. But that's my take on it anyway.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. Like the real people are going to. You got to think about something. When there's a lot of bullshit going around something, like that's not inviting. Like when people say about taking down those statues and things, like that's not inviting to go downtown and you want to be a part of the community and sit there and then you see that monument sitting there, or you see the history of it in your face. That's not, people don't want to be around that, man. And the ones that do, like, it might just open the door for the people that are in the background and says, I don't want to go down there around that in the parking lot with all that craziness with flags and all the bullshit going on. I'll just stay home and watch it on TV. Those people are going to pop up and say, oh, this is what it needed to be. because we can't say all the people down south that watched it, they're not all racist, not even close. It's just those people right there need to get out the way. Like, if you ain't with the change, get out the way. It's very simple. Go sit in your backyard, your backwoods thing, and do that thing. Go ahead. But it's got to get out of Main Street.
Yeah, Coach, I was gonna say, hey, listen, you heard it here first. If we get rid of the statues, racism or slavery is gonna start all over again, because we're gonna forget about it. We're gonna forget about it if they take out all the statues. Remember that, just so you're all aware. And someone asked it. Jay, Big Train Coal Trade said all the drivers did a really cool thing to support Bubba today. Now I didn't see what that is, so Jay, maybe you could tell us what happened there. But that's pretty interesting. So let us know how that all went down. So
got to get the support. LeBron came out and said once LeBron makes that tweet, everybody falls into place because he's the leader. He's the leader right now.
Yeah,
he's the leader of the culture in all sports right now. Whatever he says, and he gets behind and gets on that phone calls and says, "This is what we're doing." That's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
he's going to get a lot of love. They might even show up down to one of those races.
Yeah, they might.
Like deep, bringing, having some fun with it once the season's over. So that kind of brings it to this. I listened to a little bit of your episode that you had today, dropped today. I didn't get a chance to listen to it all, but
thanks.
Like how it's coming back, what they're gonna do. Do we? I said this to Mel on Saturday. I think they should just scrap it. To be honest, man. It just ain't. It just doesn't seem appealing to me. It just doesn't.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say they should. You think they should just be done with the season?
Yeah, I think they shouldn't even try to do what they're doing. They're gonna do it, but I just think that the decision they should have made was probably like, hey man, let's just scrap this season, start up fresh next year with a better plan.
What, the NBA season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I mean, now if maybe they wanted to do like the championship thing, not actually play out the season, but kind of come up with the championship ordeal based upon the teams with the best record or whatever, maybe that would be something you could try and attribute, just so that way it's not a year without a championship and without the sport being played. Maybe do it with no audience present. But at the same time, I do see that we don't want to. There's too much to play out. The entirety of what's left of the season would be kind of, I don't know, for one, stupid in my opinion, but also borderline irresponsible to the people and the players that, putting them at risk if they don't want to play or so on and so forth. And all the precautions, we joked around about the ring and everything. So, again, that's my take on it. Yeah, the NBA season, pretty much scrapped the rest of it.
I think we should keep it. I don't know, because I feel like, it's only 22 teams. Everything is just so boring now without sports, and I feel like, I don't know. I guess you want the players want to be more protected, I guess, but that's not. I'm not sure if you guys listened to what Kyrie said or Dwight Howard, but it's not like they're worried about their health. That's not the reason. The reason they don't want to play is because of social. I can't get the words out of my mouth. But the reason they want to play is because of police brutality and social reform and what's going on now. It's not because I'm worried about my health. So I feel like because of that, this issue that's going on now is something that's been going on for a very, very, very long time. Super long time. Where was this when Trayvon Martin got killed? Why wasn't any of the NBA players protesting, threatening to sit out? They don't want to play. Why? I don't know. I guess you want to say that the country is starting to realize or starting to head in the right direction. I feel like if they take away sports, it's going to create more chaos. It's just going to be worse than what it is now, because it's not going to be anything left to do. People is not working. It's pandemic. People they're not getting money. So some people want to just sit in the house, chill, and watch sports. And if we take that away, who knows, the crime rate. I'm just speculating, but I feel like there is a chance that if you take away football, basketball, things could be much, much worse. Yeah. I would be heartbroken.
Right. It could be argued, too, that people might pay attention more to what the hell's going on around them instead of just watching sports though too. Like that would be my argument to that. Is like people might be paying attention more to what the hell's going on around them. Like, well, who the hell are the people in charge around my area that are like effing everything up? Because there's people like their life sucks every day. They're like, but at least the game will be on tonight. But now their life sucks and the game ain't gonna be on tonight. So they gotta really figure out how we're gonna fix this. So that's my counter argument to that. But Coach actually brought this up because didn't we talk about this when Rona first started, like increased rates of crime and whatnot?
Yeah, it would do a whole bunch of things. If you don't have sports, there is going to be some more social issues. There's going to be a spike in fighting. That's going to be everything that you can imagine that has to do with negativity. There will be a spike in it. I totally agree on that. And there's the other phase, like who am I to say they shouldn't do it? Because there is people that are living check to check in the NBA that that need to get that check to keep moving. So it's just that, like, to me, I just don't like how it's just being put together. Like, let's go to one place.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Let's go to Disneyland and be under a bubble and wear rings and be weird. That's what I'm seeing that's happening right now. They're just like pushing it together, and I just don't think it's gonna be a great thing to watch. It just seems off. But now football, don't cancel that. You cancel that.
Right.
So, I'm gonna be in the rise of crime in that situation. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
He's
right. How do
rioting.
you think it's going to work though? Football season, because how can you social distance while playing football? You're getting tackled. You're getting.
Can you even social distance in basketball? But I mean, football, you definitely can't because you gotta make contact. I mean, you gotta make contact. Well, unless it's just even rugby. Rugby's all contact. But I don't know what you would do, like a touchdown derby. Like what team could run the touchdowns back to first? Yeah, like a relay race. I don't know. Whatever you would do. Oh, hey, real quick, Melvin wanted to tell you this. He said that the Rodecaster was the best purchase I have made since my $15 marriage certificate that my wife paid for. So there's your answer if you need to get the Rodecaster kit.
Right. Okay, definitely gonna look into it.
So yeah, I think that's what it is right there. Like you can't like NFL could be done, but then you guys see the things that they have. Like they put out they had a deal with, I forget which company, but they're making face, and they're gonna have masks around the face mask. So
that shit ain't gonna work. They're gonna be able to breathe. It just looked like you can't breathe in those things. I seen it. It just, like I want to breathe for them. Just like how you take off and you just get a deep breath. I feel like it's not gonna work. Man, it's not. You can't hear them. I mean, I don't know. They look like Power Rangers hats, like the Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, the helmets.
Power Rangers. It's a matter of it's a matter of thinking of it in like this, like, oh, we'll just have to do what the NBA's doing, which I said from jump. Like when they first quarantined off and started saying the numbers, I was like, they're canceling everything. There's no more. I can't hear One Shining Moment at March Madness. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't watch this, all that go down. I knew that they had to do something. So I thought that NBA would be canceled all the way, but I guess they're going to try it. So I think they need to just probably say, hey, everybody in the NFL, you got to quarantine. That's simple. You guys are getting paid millions of dollars. Your wife's not going to mind.
Right.
Your wife's not going to mind if you're gone for the football season for 4 months. You got video, we can get on video and talk, blah, blah, blah. But I think that they're going to go forward no matter what, with or without a crowd, no matter what.
They have to.
There's already NFL players that have it. Zeke already has COVID.
Yeah, he just got a quarantine for 2 weeks. He'll be all right. He'll be back.
Yeah. Straight.
Oh, but
Fit soil. He'll be all right.
Drink some ginger ale.
Drink some ginger ale. Yeah, mixed it myself. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this because we're getting closer towards the end of the show here. But I wanted to talk about this. Colin Kaepernick is on the workout list for the Chargers. And I kind of wanted you guys, because we talked about this a little bit with Melvin on the show, because we were saying about, like, there's Colin on the workout list, but where's Cam Newton? Kind of right. Deal. So right. I'm kind of curious to hear you guys' take on Colin Kaepernick, and then I'll give mine, of course, and then also Cam Newton's situation. Ciara, you go first?
Yeah. All right, so, okay. I have mixed emotions about this. First, he opted out of his contract. before all of this began, before he started kneeling, well, no, after he started kneeling, but he opted out of his contract. He wasn't fired. He wasn't let go. He opted out. That's number one that I want people to pay attention to. The year that he opted out of his contract wasn't like he was an elite quarterback then. He was an elite quarterback. He went to the Super Bowl, didn't win it, okay? But he went to the Super Bowl. He's a playoff quarterback, but he was a backup quarterback at the time that he opted out of his contract. Now, everybody is realizing the purpose of the reason why he's kneeling in the first place. So now people are like, okay, he should be offered a quarterback job. He should be offered a tryout, but me as a coach, he's not going to be my quarterback. He can be my backup. Maybe it depends on who I have on the team. He would definitely have to compete with Dwayne Haskins and Kyle Allen, but no. I feel like it's good though. I feel like someone should give him a chance. I feel like it was wrong for the NFL to shut him out, not even get him an interview or a chance or to see him actually work out. However, he did some bullshit. A year ago, a few months ago, sometime last year, he did his own workout. The NFL already had a place for him to be, a time, and because he wanted his camera crew there, he didn't go. They had all the teams there, all the equipment he could possibly need, everything, but you didn't go because they wouldn't allow your camera crew in there. Dude, I thought you wanted to work out. I thought you wanted to try out for a team. You don't need your camera crew in there. Record the shit on your phone. Like, I feel like it's at this point, I feel like it's a political stunt, and I'm not for it anymore. I'm sorry. Sick of it.
Not for it. Um, I I have mixed feelings about the things too. The whole time I did, I was never like the fight wasn't to me like Kaepernick has to have a job. What he was pointing out is the fight. I'm on the Jay-Z level now. Like it's actionable item times. Like let's start hitting them in their pocket. Let's start getting these $150 million checks put in our neighborhood, which have been happening. I think that since that deal happened, that they got like maybe what was it? I think probably like 600 million so far that goes into uh, prison reform, um, getting people out of jail that shouldn't be in jail, those type of things. I think that's where it's at right now. Do I want to see it? Yeah, they blackballed him, but just like you said, he did opt out of his contract, but he was gambling also, and then he turned down the Denver contract, which was a pretty decent contract for him. He was trying to get more, so he added on to that. So what I have to for him to do, I want him to get tryouts. I want him to get a shot back in there. If you're good enough to get a job, go ahead and do it. But is he going to take the lower money that he's going to have to take? I think he's going to have to do something like Jameis Winston did in the Saints. He's going to have to take like a $1 million, $1.2 million just to get in, to get it, try to get on right there. So that's what I see with Kaepernick. I'm not too worried about that no more. I see what goes on. I know, but with the like you said, the political stuff, I want to know, does he want to play football? He wants to play football. Go get those tryouts and show.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now,
I like it.
So Mel said that they asked him to opt out, and he still had the elite quarterback rating the last year he played. However, his team wasn't elite. And wasn't that when Colin left? Wasn't it like the same year when like that linebacker, like didn't Navarro Bowman and like a bunch of other players in the San Francisco 49ers team just retire too, like randomly? It was like right around that time.
Yeah, Navarro was injured though. He busted his leg.
He said he was done. Yeah, and then Alden Smith had like the DUI things, and the whole roster was falling apart there. But here's what I was thinking. So my take on this is you have Colin going to the Chargers for a tryout, and my thing with the Chargers, I think this is a publicity stunt almost in the making for both of them. The Chargers have no real fan base, really. Like no one really cares about the Chargers, like outside. Like, if you ever go to their stadiums and their games, like LA, at the LA Coliseum, as of now, I mean, they are getting a new stadium built, which they are sharing with the Rams, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, like they don't have like this growing huge fan base. And there's a part of me that thinks they want to maybe try and capitalize off of the potentiality of getting Colin Kaepernick in the. And like I said, this is just speculation. Like I'm not saying any of this is true. If you get Colin Kaepernick,
it sounds good.
There, if you get Colin Kaepernick in there, you're gonna get a bunch of sports fans, like the sports fans who really love Colin and what he's about and what he's doing, and they get him in there in that locker room, even if he's not starting. And again, I think it's not a bad move either because you need a quarterback. I mean, you have Justin Herbert, and you can have Justin Herbert study under Colin, or vice versa, where Colin's the backup to Justin, and he's still learning from Colin. Kind of like who was that? Was that Alex Smith, the Patrick Mahomes kind of deal? Kind of like that, the passing of the torch.
Or Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre.
Wait, why did I get a? Oh, geez, why did I get that?
Because you bring up a soft spot, man. Alex Smith is a soft spot for me.
Oh,
we
man.
were 6-3 before he got hurt. I will forever hate J.J. Watt. Forever. He's a great player, great defensive player, but I will forever hate him. I feel like he messed our season up. It's all his fault because 300 pounds, 6 foot, I don't know how tall he is, going to, why you have to be so rough? You can already tell the play wasn't going any well,
Yeah.
Like,
are you going to say, hey,
on,
if that's the case, then I hate that defensive tackle that broke Derek Carr's fibula there in 2015 in week 16, like when they were 12-4. They finished the season 12-4.
But he came back though. Derek Carr came back even better. Oh my God,
Right.
And his hair, them cornrows he have, it makes him look like a dinosaur of some sort. I feel like when he has the ball, he have his hair like sticking all out, and it make him look like some type of different, special kind of player. I don't know. He just
Like
him in my.
No, but I was just saying, like, I hate him too, but like that happens in football. I mean, but that does suck. I mean, that breaks your heart. Like I said, I'll never forget that season. Like I was like, oh my God, Derek Carr's could be the MVP. Then he breaks his leg in week 16. But regardless, I'm saying that from the Chargers' perspective, this is a win-win situation for both people involved, I think. And and as for the Cam Newton situation, I don't know why Cam's not really getting a look, and it could be a multitude of factors. I think maybe it's money. His mindset, or his injuries. I think those are all things that could tie into it. Ciara's like, he's crazy.
Yeah, because something, I don't know if you guys been paying attention to Cam Newton, but even before he was let go from Carolina, something wasn't clicking right in his head. And you can tell he was a changed person from the way he dressed, the way he walked, the way he talked, the way he acted. I don't know.
CTE? Are you saying like CTE kind of stuff?
Maybe. It's just a possibility, but he's not the same Cam Newton that he was when they went to the Super Bowl and played against Peyton Manning. Different player. Maybe that's what fucked him up. Excuse me. Maybe that's what messed him up.
He has some issues going on, especially the way he dressed, yo.
Right?
I can't do it. I told my son
he's got drip, man. He's got fashion sense. What you talking about?
No,
dressed like that.
Coach,
he was
if
wearing
I showed up to the show wearing like feather hats and shit and like a suit, like, are you mad about it? Are you gonna call me? Or what are you gonna say?
We're gonna fight.
We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We're gonna go into a fist fight right on the show. Oh man, that's great.
So, yeah, it's about that time. Hey, Ciara, thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys.
Just always know that you got somebody that's rooting for you around here. We're always going to check in with you. You can check in with us. We'll get you back on again. I recommend to go reach out to Melvin and try to get on his show, talk to him a little bit, and just keep going forward. And we'll shoot some looks for you. If I see some more podcasts you can get on, throw them at you and go ahead and see what you can do with them. So thanks for coming on.
Definitely. I want to thank both of you for inviting me on this show. To be honest, I was very, very nervous because I was thinking, I don't know. I was just thinking I overthink a lot. So again, I do want to thank you for welcoming me on your show. I felt like I was a part of your cast for the moment. I did not feel like an outsider. So thank you for that. And definitely one day I would like to return the favor and have you on my show one day. So
awesome.
Sure. Just set up the capabilities and send out the invite. I'll get on as soon as you can set it up. I'll do it. We can have a depth conversation. You got a coach here for 22 years. You can pick my brain real quick.
Got it. All right, guys, I'm going ahead and get out of here. I'm getting hot now.
Yeah, like I
All right,
said, hey, we're gonna get out of here real quick, but before you head out of here, again, I want to thank you, and also everybody out there in the chat. We love you. We appreciate you. Seriously, I think I died about 13 times watching some of these chats you guys put out there, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. And you guys have been fantastic. Hey, go check out her stuff. I have her show linked down in the comment section below. Excuse My Behavior podcast. Check it out on Spotify. You can go click the link. Boom, you're there. Follow her. Listen to her show. It's fantastic. You know, help somebody out, man. Like I said, out here working on that grind, on our come up, trying to do some stuff.
Yeah.
And as always, stay beautiful. Take care of yourselves. We are out of here. Have a good one. See you.
Peace.